Have you ever found yourself reacting to something without knowing why, only to realize that a forgotten memory is pulling the strings from the shadows? These elusive recollections can quietly shape our thoughts and beliefs, steering us in directions we never anticipated. It's as if they are invisible wardens, confining us within walls we don't even know exist. In my own life, I've grappled with these unseen chains, but I've learned that Jesus offers the key to unlocking these hidden cells, freeing me from their silent grip. For years after embracing Christianity, I was caught in a tempest of fear whenever I encountered the discrepancies between historical facts and church doctrine. These differences didn't undermine the Bible's authenticity, yet they cast a shadow on how I interpreted its teachings, as it required me to read the Bible not as it was written to me, but for me. I found myself in a constant tug-of-war between the solace of faith and the unsettling barrage of questions that these realizations provoked. What was the root of this fear? As a Pentecostal, it was all too easy to dismiss it as the Holy Spirit cautioning me against questioning the Bible. Then, one day, a realization struck me: how my mother, after her conversion to Christianity, would react to anyone challenging her interpretation of the Bible. To her, the Bible was timeless, written to her and for her, existing unchanged since the days of Adam and Eve. Challenging her beliefs felt akin to walking a tightrope, knowing it could lead to being disowned. Hearing her declare, "You are no longer my son, you are going to hell." I had buried these memories deep, the inner conflict between my personal convictions and the fear of losing her love. Even though they were forgotten, the fear lingered until I uncovered its roots. Today, I no longer carry that fear because I've come to realize that my mother's interpretation of the Bible was flawed. When I sit down with the Bible now, I approach its pages as if they're a personal letter meant for my eyes, yet not directly addressed to me. My faith in the Scriptures has never been more robust. This newfound strength comes from my ability to defend its teachings with reason, examining its cultural, linguistic, and historical contexts. I sift through the ancient languages and consider the societal norms of the times, which allows me to understand its messages more deeply and accurately and how they apply to me today. Yet, the fear of reading the Bible in a way that wasn't sanctioned by my mother was just the tip of the iceberg, a singular thread in the intricate web of hidden terrors that tightened around my life like a constricting noose. For countless years, I battled with the suffocating grip of shallow breaths, a silent terror that clung to me with no tangible cause. Each breath felt like a precarious dance on the edge of a precipice, never daring to plunge deeply. I accepted this as my reality until my deepening faith in the Bible illuminated the misguided shadows of my mother's interpretation. Her voice, sharp and dripping with irritation, still echoes in my mind. "Don't breathe so loud. Don't breathe with your mouth open. You sound like a panting dog." Her words sliced through the air with the precision of a surgeon's blade, and I swore a silent oath to bury my breath, to smother it into silence, lest I ignite her fury. In hindsight, the notion that her words could wield such power seems almost laughable, but in those moments, her decree was a chain around my lungs, an unbreakable law etched into my very being. Both these memories had been tucked away deep in my mind for years, but their influence lingered. One had taken a toll on my health, while the other had shaken my faith. The turning point for my inner healing came when I chose to let the Bible reveal its truths on its own terms. I embraced the need to interpret the Bible through the lens of its historical, linguistic, and cultural context. It was then that Jehovah began to mend my spirit, gently bringing those long-buried memories to the surface, helping me confront the shadows they cast over my life. Because I chose to follow Jesus and embrace a Jewish faith in him, I can truthfully say that he has unlocked the heavy iron doors of my personal confinement. The oppressive shadows of doubt and fear, which once acted as my wardens, have been banished by the light of his presence.